Hey, you guys, it's your girl Sassy Seraphim here with a little message. So, a lot of times we always looking for ways to better ourselves and to present ourselves with a better life, build a better life for ourselves. So, let me just tell you, one of the first things I did for myself was change my dominant way of thinking. I changed it by, uh, I had to retrain my thought process. So one of the things I did to retrain my thought process was I started listening to affirmations. And I know it sounds corny, but these things work. Okay. I started listening to affirmations on uh, YouTube. Uh, it was like just positive speaking. And I did it for like 21 days. And then I continued to do it whenever I felt like, I needed to boost myself up. It helps train your subconscious because your subconscious reacts off of what it has no tone. You know how text has no tone? Your subconscious has no tone. So if you walk around and letting everyone else and things around you feed your subconscious on who you are, then that's what you're going to produce. That's what you're going to manifest. You're going to keep manifesting what's already been fed into your head. That's why they say you have to watch what you what you consume, not just what you eat as far as food, but what you consume as far as the music you listen to and the movies you look at. A lot of times I don't look at these new movies because I know they're just trying to train you in some sort of way. But once you get a hold of your train of thought and be more mindful of what you're thinking about and when you're thinking about it and what made you go to that process of thinking that way, then you'll be able to go back and listen to certain things and it won't bother you or won't trigger you as much as it had in the past. And you'll even recognize that it triggered you. You'll even be able to recognize that that movie or that scene or that song had triggered you. So one, I'll tell you is to look at affirmations. Two, I'll tell you is to really go within and clean out, all the, I'll say pre-recorded information. You know what I'm saying? You're like a phone that came with apps, and now you don't want any of those apps because they're not working for you in your present. You need to reset your apps. So you'll reset your brain by uh, cleaning out the closet. Oh, you just like everybody love to tell you who you just like or who you act like, or they love to define you for you. You have to clean those out. You're not like that person. You have the right to be yourself. Yeah, you might be similar or you might do things alike. I mean, especially like with your parents, and especially when you got toxic parents, people love to keep reminding you just like your parents. They used to tell me all the time, "Oh, you just like your mama. You just like your mother." Who tells an 11 or 12-year-old they're going to be just like their crackhead mother? Like I had to go to my grandmother to get these people to stop saying that to me. Like who that it used to break me down. You're just like your mama. You gonna be just like your mama. What? What? And when you already did suffered so much from that person, they're saying you're gonna be just like. You understand that can really traumatize you. I went to my grandmother. My grandmother told them to stop saying that to me. And like when it comes to my child, my son is thick with it. Okay, my son is thick with it. He ain't fat or whatever. He's only 4 years old, but he's thick. You understand? We skipped a milestone, and truthfully, he was drinking whole milk past the time that he was supposed to be drinking whole milk. And so, he's solid. His daddy was a solid guy. You know what I'm saying? He's solid. So, with that being said, I don't let people call my son fat. I don't let people be like, "Oh, look at that little fat boy." Don't call my son fat. Don't call my son. Don't put that in his head because I don't need his brain to trigger and train his brain to think that he's fat and that my son is a genius. He can be anything he wants to be, and I remind him that every day. I don't stop his creative process. I don't shut it down. I let his emotions run because I will not be the reason why he doesn't succeed. I would not be. He can have any other reason in the world. It won't be because his mama. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Okay, but back to us. So to retrain your brain, one, start listening to affirmations that will and do it early in the morning. And do it early in the morning, do it at the evening time, but I used to do it every morning. It's only like 15 minutes. And don't take that much time while you're getting yourself together. Just listen to them. Then you'll start repeating them. You'll get to the point where you know them by heart. But that's a good thing. That triggers your mind to start thinking that way. You'll start bringing in those things. You'll start feeling those ways. This is building you up, to yourself, you know. And people around you, they're going to joke you, they're going to talk mess or whatever. But that's because they're not doing it themselves. If it's something someone wants to do, they'll do it. But when they hate, they talk mess about you, or when they don't understand. A lot of times people don't understand, and it ain't for them to understand. You understand? It's not for them to understand. Some things is just for you to better yourself. You have to. A lot of times people used to put my mother on me a lot. A lot, And from someone at a young age, it caused disdain, because I was like, this lady sold me for crack like 3 times, and y'all want me to help her out. Like, y'all don't want to help her out at all. Like, y'all put it all on me. That's your mama. To keep me in that toxic dynamic, which I did help my mother out, because that's my mother. I remember when she wasn't on drugs, and she was a wonderful mom. Okay? So that love right there is what helped me to help my mom out, But at the time, it was damaging. It was damaging to me. I had to be a real strong person. I used to cry a lot, because I was like, how come nobody wants to help her out, but they put it on me as if she didn't hurt me all my life? But I did, and I love her, because my mom, I realized that she was beat down. Nobody gave her support. They didn't want to support her. They felt like she was spoiled. She was the baby. Grandma loved her, and you better not touch her baby. So they had a disdain for her. And the fact that I looked like her growing up did not help, okay? And they wanted to push me right into that niche with her, not knowing that I'm not that, baby. I'm not that. I don't know if it was the honor roll that showed them. I don't know if it was me playing the violin for like 13, 15 years. I don't know what it was. But for a long time, I lived my life trying to prove to them that I wasn't like her. But I realized it didn't matter what I did. They were still going to knock me down. That's that scapegoat mentality. They love, as long as you're doing bad, you might get, a breadcrumb of help or whatever. Not even... My aunt found out her son was helping me and told him not to help me. Okay, so look, sometimes some people just don't like you at all. At all. And they're never going to like you. And that's not your problem. That's not your issue. You right? That's something inside of them. I have another aunt that wants to compare her whole life to me. I'm like, baby, you've had your mother and your dad, and you raised my dad. So what does that say? And he wasn't there. And he has no responsibility, no accountability, none of that. But you want to keep comparing your life to mine, and you're older than me. I'm supposed to be looking up to you. So these are the people that have trained you to think bad about yourself. When you look back, you have to start somewhere. Let me just go there. To start somewhere, start by talking to yourself. Talking to your own subconscious. Retrain your own subconscious. That's what you can do. Start there. Start with retraining your own subconscious by speaking aloud to yourself at least 10 minutes a day with the affirmations, writing down 10 things you're grateful for. Look back and see what you've made it out of. And all in all, the reason I want to do stuff like this, I'm going to tell you about me real quick. All in all, the reason I want to do stuff like this is because I went through a lot. And I didn't have a lot of people that helped. But the people that did help did not have to stop their life to help me. And I appreciate that about them. And so because they did that, it made me want to help other people. Because they did not have to help me. They didn't know me from Adam. And they took the time out of their life and their resources or whatever to help me. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that wholeheartedly. I really do. It showed me that this world is not full of just people trying to do what they want to do to look good on the outside. I take care of my sister kids and this, that, and the third, when it look good for other people. When it look good for other people. Or have other people back. Ain't it so funny how your enemies will agree with your other enemy when neither one of them true and they know it, but because it's against you, they agree. They even start talking on the phone. Don't even like each other, but they'll talk on the phone. Ain't that funny? Anyways, so back to what I was saying. Retrain your way of thinking about yourself first. Okay, you can't help how they think about you. You cannot, and you're not going to. And it's not going to change probably. But what you can do is change the way you think about yourself so you can change the way you feel about life. And to start with that is baby steps. Everything's baby steps. Start with the affirmations, and I'll follow up with some more tips later on, because this was a 7-year process, which I'm finding out that most processes are 7 years. Karmic lessons can be 5 to 7 years. It depends on how long it takes you to learn it. If you learn it, and karma is instant right now because it's the age of Aquarius, and the way the planets are lined up. All the people that thought they never would get caught for the things that they have been doing are getting caught. That's what's going on. They're getting caught. They're getting in trouble. It's coming out. You can't do it and think nobody knows or nobody's gonna find out, or I'm always gonna be able to get over on that person and think that person is not gonna wake up. I'm not the only one waking up. So being that I'm not the only one waking up or wanted to heal myself, because I do have children, and I don't want my children to live in the world and think they have to be like my so-called family members, confirmation, and be like my so-called family members. I want them to know that there are good people, and it's work. But look how much work you put into other people. And that's the best thing about learning to love yourself and learning to trust your own conscience. All that work you done put into all these other people and they still dog you out. At least you know when you put that work into yourself, you appreciate it. You know that all the foul stuff or negative stuff somebody else is saying is wrong because you love yourself enough to know better. You know yourself enough to know better. Who knows you better than you? Somebody outside of you, really? You gonna let somebody outside of you tell you about you? Because I'm not. I don't. I appreciate the accolades. I appreciate all of it. But at the end of the day, it's like, how do I feel about me? So I'm just helping you change what's dominant, your dominant way of thinking right now to a higher level of vibration. And the best thing to do, one, is to start with self-talk. Talk to yourself, affirmations, write down like 10, 20 things that you appreciate out of life, blinking. Your nose, you could breathe, you could touch, you could feel. There's people that can't do none of that. And we forget about all of that. Stop trying to get wrapped up in the daggone relationship so fast. It's not a definition of anything. If it ain't a definition of love and expression between you and that person, being wrapped up in a relationship to prove something to everybody, oh, I could get a man. Oh, I got all these kids and I could get a man. Or having all these kids, I'm going to keep this man. Or I got a wife at home that don't even love you and you don't love her. You out there cheating on her. Or just to prove that you're not gay. You know what I'm saying? All this to impress people outside of your household and you not even feeling fulfilled in yourself. So that no wonder you're feeling bad. So to fix that, you can start by changing your vibration and your dominant speech to yourself. That's what you can do. Now, I ain't talking to everybody because everybody don't want to change. Some people are comfortable in trauma and drama. Some people want to stay there because that's where they get the most attention, and that's what they want. They want attention. See, I don't want all that. And don't let nobody tell you your story is irrelevant or you talk about it too much when you're just trying to get it out. Because people that don't deal with their own trauma don't want to hear about yours for real. They want to hear when you in it, but they don't want to hear about what you went through to get over it and all that. They don't want to hear that. So watch who you tell your stories to, because some of them just say it to reflect back to you what you are saying, to say because everybody that say they got a story ain't got a story. They'll use a made up, whole fabricated story just to be able to use you. And people got time today, baby. Oh, I didn't know they would wait so long. And they did it so long. Yeah, they got time. Evil always got time. Bad intentions always got time. That's why they rushing you. Ain't no rush. Like, share, subscribe. Listen to some affirmations. Don't forget to write down like 10, 20 things you appreciate about yourself. Make it a habit. Force yourself. Force yourself. If they can do it, I can do it. Force yourself. Or because you think I can't do it, boom, watch me do it. Force yourself. Okay? Because in the end, it ain't going to be a force. It's going to become automatic. Like, share, subscribe. Donate if you want to. I appreciate it. Boo Bear appreciate it. And, I hit y'all with a message. This is one of my longest messages. I hit y'all with another message soon. Peace out.